Hello YouTube, it's time for lesson 2 of what I'm calling the School of the Knife. And today's lesson is what's better, serrated or plain edge. Now, I clearly have my biases with this. I am a plain edge guy. I feel like a serrated edge, it takes up almost half of the blade. If we look at this Gerber mini covert here, this is your plain edge and your tip, and then the rest of this is serrated, which means when you go to sharpen this knife, this is going to eat further and further into your blade versus, you could reduce this a little bit and not really have to really grind on it to sharpen that fine edge down. And then you have this one where it's all plain through, you sharpen it, reduce it a little. I've sharpened this knife already because as much as I like it, it came from the factory duller than I prefer. And it's minimal, you hardly notice it, whereas when you sharpen serrations, I find, in my personal experience, it just cuts it down more. You got to use different, more abrasive products to sharpen them. But a lot of people like serrations because they feel, it's easier to cut corded products with them. In that respect, they're not wrong. It's just how much are you going to be cutting rope. If you're going to be out in the field or sailing or something, then by all means, or if you're cutting baling twine or doing things with, paracord out in the woods, then serrated knife might be your friend. And a lot of the nicer brands, this is a Chinese Gerber, a lot of the nicer brands come serrated. Gerber's got a thing for it. In particular, Benchmade, usually their offerings are either the plain or serrateds too. But then we have something like a plain edge on the cord, and if it's sharp enough, see, it's going through that. No problem. So I really feel like the whole advantage of serrations for cutting cord, it's overstated. If anything, it chews it more unless you're cutting things that are really thick. But the plain edge, it's nicer. It doesn't catch on things as much. If you're using this to, carve a coating off of something, it's going to goo that up real quick. I'm more of a plain edge guy. But there are advantages in some cases to serrations. In food prep, serrations can help cut through like meat and products like that. But there's your plain edge just cutting through that thin rope too. So, alright, well, that's all I got on that lesson. Be ready for lesson 3 in a little while. So, once again, thank you for attending School of the Knife, and have a good night.